Okay, Priscilla, you are also welcome. Hello.
Thank you, Dr. Nenuwa. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay, you're welcome. So I also have your proposal here with me, so we can also talk about it. So
Okay, okay.
let's jump into it right now. So I will start with that of Samuel Ayaun because he came in first. So
Okay.
okay, let me try to share my screen here. Why? I think there is a problem trying to share screen. Host disable participant from screen sharing. Oh, I think there will be a bit of technical problem. I can't share my screen now. I've been disabled. So maybe I will need to let me try to get across to Joshua so that he can enable me to share my screen. So please just hold on a bit.
Ellie, Mama, don't disturb me. Right? Eliana.
Sorry, my speaker is unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm having a bit of technical problem here. I don't know. Let me try to share my screen again. So, do you have my screen now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. Let me make this smaller. Okay. So, I just want us to continue from where we stopped last week. So, how many of us were in my section last week? Okay, none of you.
I wasn't in the session last week. Yes.
Okay. So basically, we are going to be looking at the proposal the two proposal based on all these basic requirements, the introduction, the literature review, because the expectation of PTDF is that you arrange your proposal to follow this template. And so if you have something different from this or far away from this, then I guess you will need to make some adjustment. So because your proposal is going to be judged based on all this yardstick, the introduction, the literature review. So basically, the introduction is the total mark for the introduction is 15 marks. So 15 marks there. Then for the literature review, so you have about 12 marks there. So where you have then all of these marks, they are broken down into some other sub segments. So we're going to be looking at that in the course of looking at the proposal. Then the methodology, either the method or we call it the methodology. So that's another 12 marks. Then we look at the expected outcome, the expected outcome. So that's 12 marks. No, that should be 11 mark. I think there's a mistake there. It should be 11 mark there. Then contribution to knowledge, that is 10 marks there. So it makes it a total of, if we are to add all of this together, I think it should be about 60 marks, if I'm right. So all of this should be 60 marks. So we're going to be looking at so I don't want to go back to what we did last week. So I want us to jump into the work of the day. So we're going to be looking at the first proposal from Ayaun Samuel Kelechi, and we'll look at it, judging it based on these 5 criteria. So at the end of the day, we award that mark to based on what we were able to see in the proposal and convert it into percentage. Then from there, you can see whether the proposal was good enough or not, or there will be need to further improve it. So once I wouldn't know whether we have sufficient time to be able to do the same thing for the 2 proposals, but even if it is only one we could do during this section, I've already reviewed the 2 proposals. So if we could only do one, then what I will just do is that I will send the correction of the second one to the person concerned so that he or she can be able to look at it and make appropriate modification. So let me right away share the proposal, the first proposal. Okay, so do you have the proposal now from Ayaun Samuel Kelechi? I'm sharing it now. Hello, kindly unmute so that I can hear your voice. Do you have it on your screen there? The proposal for Ayaun Samuel.
No.
Okay, no. Okay, let me try and share that. Okay, how about now? Can you see it now?
Yes, doctor, can see. Can see
Okay.
it now.
Okay, thank you. So we have wasted too much time. So now, looking at the topic, optimization process of Nigerian bentonite clay for drilling petroleum using activated charcoal from Vetilaria endocarp seed as additive, box maker approach. Now, the first thing that will capture the attention of the reviewer is the appropriateness of the topic. Now, looking at this topic, I would say the topic is too long for me. The topic is too long. And I think there should be a way to have modified it to make it shorter. And if you also look at the construction, I think there will also be need to do some adjustment in the construction. For instance, I would have preferred something like optimization process of Nigerian bentonite clay for petroleum drilling, because you cannot say for drilling petroleum. You don't drill petroleum. You only drill oil wells. So you see that you say for drilling oil wells, or if you are going to be using drilling and petroleum, then it should be for petroleum drilling. So it should be the other way around. So it should be the other way around. Instead of saying drilling petroleum, you say for petroleum drilling. So for petroleum drilling, using activated carbon, from blah blah. This a botanical word, maybe the botanical name of a particular seed. So using activated carbon from blah 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 blah. Then this last phrase here, I think it's not necessary, in my own opinion, because that's just additional information concerning the methodology you are going to use. So I will prefer that you just remove this section. It should not be part of the topic. So you just stop right here. So, and that will make the topic at least a bit concise, and it will make some sense. Then whenever you are writing your name, it should, hello, I will advise that Samuel, you take note of all this correction, even though I'm going to send you the document back. So I will put the comments right in it and send it to you. Because when I got the document, I just corrected, I printed it out, I make some correction on the hard copy. So I will, maybe after this section, I will add the correction to the soft copy and send it maybe to Joshua. He will return it back to you. So when you are writing your name, it should, I think this is appropriate, the son name in capital, then other names. Then this, the Department of Chemistry, Federal University of is not necessary. So this section is not necessary because PTDF is not interested in the department that you studied during your first degree or second degree. They are not interested. They are not interested for now in the university you have attended. Hello? Are you trying to say something?
No, sorry.
Okay. So they are not so much interested in that for the sake of this document anyway. So you don't need to add that. So what you just need to add to this is PhD research proposal submitted to PTDF, Petroleum Technology Development Fund, for as part of requirement for the overseas scholarship scheme application. So you just add that to this. So that is all you did in this section. Then table of content, it is not a thesis. You are not writing a thesis, so you don't need to add table of content to it. So please, this should be removed. So you don't need to have table of content there. You only do that if you are having a thesis, and this is not really a thesis. Now, another thing I noticed is that I discovered that you use a different font color in the title, while you use another different font color in the text. So that is not appropriate. So the expectation is that you use the same font color all through. You use the same font color all through. So if it is going to be black, usually the conventional color is black. So all you just need to do is to, maybe you just bold it. So all of this will be, your introduction is 1.0. The background to the study will now be 1.1. 1.1. Hello, are you with me? I want to be sure that we are together.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So now you can see the adjustment I'm doing there now. So they should all be black. You do this, not a final document. It's a technical document. So you don't need, we are not interested in how colorful it is. We are just interested in the content, the scientific and technical content of this document. So 1.0 is introduction, and 1.1 should be the background of the study. Now, I read through the background. Of the study, and I discovered that really the first paragraph you have here is not relevant. It's not relevant for now because there are details that is not really needed for the sake of this document, because this is a proposal of maybe about 5 or 6 pages. So you are supposed to write only very, very important information. For instance, here you are talking about, maybe you are trying to tell us about oil and gas industry. The oil and gas industry refers to the sector involved in exploration. No. The people you are going to be submitting this document to, they know what oil and gas industry is. So you don't need to be telling them about oil and gas industry. Are you getting me? Just tell them about what you want to do. So I removed that. So I removed that portion. It's not really relevant. We are just telling all about the history of oil and gas industry in Nigeria. That's not relevant to your topic. Your topic is about how you want to optimize bentonite clay. So, and that is what you should focus on. So I expect you right away to start talking about bentonite clay. What is bentonite clay? What is the chemical, if there is any chemical formula, tell us some scientific information about bentonite clay that will, really broaden the background. It will give a good background to this. So because what you are going to do in the background is to look at some of the keywords in your topic. If you look at your topic, the keywords here is optimization process. That's a keyword. Nigerian bentonite clay is a keyword. So in the back, then petroleum drilling is also a keyword. Activated carbon from this particular seed is also a keyword. It's an additive. Now, so what I expect you to talk about in the background is briefly about all of these keywords. What are you trying to optimize? Tell us about the material, which is bentonite clay. Tell us maybe some places where we can find it in Nigeria. Then tell us about petroleum drilling. What is it? What's petroleum drilling all about? And why do you need bentonite clay in petroleum drilling? Then tell us about this particular seed, Vetillaria endocap seed. What is it from? Where can we source it? What type of seed is it? So those are the things I expect you to be saying in the background. And that you can do that within a page. So that you do it within half a page or a page maximum. Be able to tell and create a link. Create a link between all these keywords. So here you are talking about Nigeria's abundant bentonite. Yes, this is very good. So, but when you say every region in Nigeria has been reported to have substantial deposit, that statement is ambiguous. When you say every region is very ambiguous. So you have to tell us specifically which state in Nigeria can we find? Well, what are the states? You can give us a list of states in Nigeria where we can find bentonite clay. So then tell us a brief about activated carbon additive and what have you. Those things that are the keywords in your topic, and create a link between them. So you really need to work on this background. really need to work on this background. See if I can add a comment to that. So review comments. So modify. So you modify the introduction to capture the keywords in the topic. So that's all you need to do in this introduction. So, and that can be in maybe 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, as the case may be, but not more than a page. Now, the next thing now is the statement of problem. Now, the statement of the problem here, what you have written here is not really appropriate enough for me. It's very short and it does not really define the problem correctly. Now, what you have written is that the primary challenge is determining the optimal quantities of beneficiating additives required to standardize Nigerian bentonite clay to API drilling grade specification. Yes, this is a challenge, but you have not actually put it. You have not actually put it in a perspective that will make your reader appreciate what you are saying. So this is just a sentence. And when you are talking about statement of problem is not just a sentence. At least it should be a paragraph. So what you are trying to say here, try and throw more light on this particular sentence to explain it briefly, explain what you are trying to say briefly in the light of what are the parameters that can make your additive optimum, because you are talking about optimum quantity of quantities. I don't know which quantity you are talking about now, so you have to be specific. Which parameter do you want to optimize? Is it the specific gravity? Do you want to optimize maybe some other chemical, maybe the composition, in terms of the composition, chemical composition of the bentonite? So what do you actually want to optimize there? So you need to let us know what are the challenges in using Nigerian bentonite, because I think you said that in the background that Nigerian bentonite is not good enough as additive, to be used in drilling mud. So you have to tell us what are the shortcomings. What are the shortcomings of Nigerian bentonite? And maybe then you can also look at literature, look at maybe what some other people have done, and what some other people, the findings of some other people about Nigerian bentonite. So you'll be able to add flesh to this statement of problem instead of just having just a single line. So here you have to add flesh to it. Sorry, you have to explain this further. You have to explain this further, at least in a paragraph. So that is very, very important. So it's not that you just write a sentence and you just say that is statement of problem. It's not appropriate. Now, the next thing is the aim and objective of the study. Now, these are two different things. The aim of this research proposal is to optimize the process of producing Nigerian bentonite clay for drilling petroleum. No. So just like I say, for petroleum drilling, not for drilling petroleum. For petroleum drilling using activated carbon from Vetileria endocalcid as an additive. So this is your for petroleum drilling. So just like I said, you don't drill petroleum, you drill oil wells. So instead of saying for drilling petroleum, you say for petroleum drilling. So now this is your objective. So you can create a gap between the objective and between the aim, between the aim and the objective, so that we can know that there are two different things. So the aim of this proposal is to optimize so and so. Now the specific objective include, so the specific objective of
Hi,
this
Dr.
research.
Shola.
Yes.
Dr. Shola,
Yes.
just to mention something before I leave for your session.
Okay.
Overall, bentonite is used for drilling mode. So you should be more concerned about the formulation of the drilling mode rather than the drilling process. I don't know who was the proposal. So you should be concerned, like where you said the aim of this research proposal is to optimize the process of producing Nigerian bentonite clay for the formulation of the drilling mode. Because
I think it should be processing. What he's trying to do is to process. He wants to further process, upgrade. He wants to upgrade the bentonite. So instead of he's not really producing it, he's upgrading it, or you say processing. The aim of this research proposal is to optimize the processing, maybe the processing of Nigerian bentonite clay. Okay.
And I don't understand when you said Nigerian bentonite clay. It's bentonite. What's the deal about putting Nigeria to it?
Yes, that's another perspective.
Who has the proposal?
So, Samuel, you can respond to that.
Hi, Samuel.
Samuel, can you unmute yourself so that you can respond? Okay, I don't know whether he's still there. Samuel, are you there? And he was here earlier on. So I think just, Doctor,
You said I'm here. You can unmute yourself. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Samuel. Hi, Samuel.
Is Samuel there? I think he was responding. He was responding the other time. I don't know.
Okay, he's complaining about his mic on the chat.
Okay.
So, but that's I don't think.
Let me just explain. Let me give you an overview so that you can. What he's trying to do is to upgrade the bentonite that are mined in Nigeria. So he claimed that the bentonite, they are not of API standard, and so he wants to add an additive to it, an additive in the form of activated carbon from this particular seed. So the intention is to use a biomaterial as an activated carbon and add it to the bentonite, then perhaps upgrade it so that it can be a suitable raw material for drilling mud. So that's actually the focus of the work.
But I have concern you calling it Nigerian bentonite clay. So it's bentonite clay produced in Nigeria, not Nigerian. It's not specific because it's
okay. So
you get it. So please don't use the word Nigerian. There's no Nigerian mineral. It's like you say Nigerian gold. Nigerian
clay from Nigeria. From Nigeria for petroleum drilling. Okay. Using activated carbon from blah 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 blah. Okay. So
best of luck, guys.
Okay, thank you very much for your input. So okay, let me continue. So I believe Samuel is with us. Yes, he's having problem with his mic. So now the next thing is the objective. The objective of the study is now you need to highlight this and itemize them. Itemize them, number 1, number 2, number 3. So don't use bullet. Bullet is not really appropriate here. So the first one is prepare activated carbon from blah, blah. From this using standard method, characterize it. Now, I would advise that you combine these two combine these two objectives into one. You combine these two into one. Combine into one. Objective. So you combine to one, because when you prepare something, you have to characterize it at the same time. So preparing it cannot be a single objective. So you have to prepare it, and you characterize it. So then instead of saying prepare, I would prefer you say produce. Want to produce, or rather produce. Okay, yes, want to produce. So then even the preamble, I would prefer you put it this way: the specific objectives, the specific objective of this study are, so number one. So this will be number one. So this is number one, to produce. So now you combine these two, to produce and characterize, activated carbon from so and so. So that's number one. So the next one is a design the experimental process using both blah blah blah. Carry out isotherm kinetic using. Now, when I read through all of the other objectives, I discovered that the objectives are not really, they don't synergize properly, because you are supposed to arrange them sequentially in the manner in which you are going to carry them out. So now, after you characterize your activated carbon from your seed, now the next thing I expect to do, you are going to do, is also, you need to also characterize your bentonite. You need to also characterize your bentonite, because you need to know the composition, the characteristic of the bentonite you got from Nigeria, so that you can know what is missing there. So that should have been the next objective. So to characterize the bentonite clay. So you add you can add some other details to that, because I think you will know your topic better. So characterize the bentonite clay. So you need to tell us what you are, in terms of chemical composition, physical composition, physical characteristic. So maybe maybe you say carry out physiochemical characterization. Okay, so that can be a bit better to conduct physiochemical. So characterization of the bentonite clay from of the bentonite clay. So that is another one. Then now you have characterized the two material. Then the next thing is to now design how you want to process it. So how do you want to process the bentonite? So you said design experimental process using this is very vague. Box bend design approach. What is it about? I think you need to further explain what this is all about. Do you want to process it either by mineral processing technique, maybe specific using the specific gravity as a criteria, or you want to characterize it based on flotation techniques, or based on chemical techniques? So you have to tell us the method you want to use to you want to use to process or to beneficiate the bentonite. So you need to do that. So when you have done that, then you now tell us how you now want to check. Now, after you have developed the experimental procedure for upgrading the bentonite, then you need to now do quality assurance. You now check again the quality of the bentonite. Does it now meet up with API standard? So maybe the next thing is to do is to compare, characterize the upgraded bentonite and compare with API standard. So that can be another objective. Then use predictive model derived from statistical characterization to optimize the beneficial. So that one can be the last objective. So I think you need to really work on this. You need to work on this to modify it. Modify. Please. Now, so the next thing is contribution to knowledge. So optimizing the beneficiation process will enable drilling operators to define the optimal quantity of additives needed to meet API requirement, addressing environmental impact. Yeah, what is missing here is that you didn't tell us the parameter that will be optimized, that needed to be optimized. You just said to identify the optimal quantity. Before you talk about the quantity, tell which parameter or which quantity are you referring to? Is it the density of the bentonite? Is it the viscosity of the bentonite? Or you need to be specific about which parameter you want to specify, you want to optimize here. So that is very, very important. Specify the parameter to be optimized. So you need to specify that. Now, so next we move to the literature review. So for the literature review, you have just revised, you have just reviewed just 2 literature. I can only see 2 works, only 2 works that you revised there. So, and I believe at least you should revise not between a minimum of 5. You only review the Gasali et al. 2017 and Salam et al. 2022. Those are the only 2 literature review here, which is that's too, it's not adequate, it's insufficient. So you have to show to them that you have read and review at least 5 different works that are related to this paper. So that it can show that, yes, you have done your due diligence. So I will say at least 5 studies should be reviewed. At least 5 related. They should be related anyway, not just any study. 5 related studies should be reviewed. So that is on that. Then the same thing here, your literature review, you have to make sure that all the titles, they are having the same font color. Make sure you use the same font color all through, and you bold it. So the next thing is the research methodology. So also all this should be black and they should be bold. So your research methodology, talk about the materials. So before you start mentioning the material, you just say potassium chloride, hydrogen chloride, blah, 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 blah. You have to create a preamble that the the materials required for this work or for this study are, so then you start listing them. So that is on your materials. So materials, okay. Meanwhile, you said materials and methods. So it means you have to further break that down. This will be 3.0, 3.0. This 3.0, 3.1 materials and methods. This will be only material. Okay, materials and method. Okay, let me leave it. I think you said something about method there. Okay. Then the methodology used in this study will involve a box with blah, 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 blah. Now, the methodology is not, you didn't do a good experimental design here. I believe this work is more of experimental. So you are supposed to do an experimental design. How do you now want to, what are the step-by-step process you are going to follow in the experiment? So that is what you are going to be talking about under this. So you have to clearly define the step or the experimental layout, or framework. Clearly define the experimental framework. Clearly define the experimental framework. It has to be step by, you can use a flow chart. You can use a flow chart to make it shorter. So you need to do that. You have to let us know, okay, maybe the first thing is characterization of the raw materials, characterization of the bentonite and the additives. Then number 2, upgrading, beneficiation of the bentonite. Number 3, then as you are listing them, you talk briefly about them, about the equipment you are going to be using for all of this. So you have to, so it means methodology and instrumentation should go together. The methodology and instrumentation, they should go together, pari passu. So it's not that you separate. So here now, you are now mentioning the instrumentation, the instrument you are going to use. So now here you said the quantitative method will include the collection and analysis of data from spectroscopy methods such as SRD, FTI, SEM, blah, 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 blah. Now, as you are telling us this equipment, you have to tell us, what do you want to use those equipment for? For instance, maybe XRD, you want to use it for phase analysis of the samples. The scanning electron microscopy, you want to use it for imaging, maybe imaging for examination of the morphology of the microstructure. You can say imaging of microstructural characteristic. So all of this equipment, you have to tell us what you are going to use them. So that's why I say your methodology should go with your instrumentation. So please, what do you want to do with this equipment? So what do you want to do with this equipment is very important. Then the data analysis. Now, so after you have collected your data, So you need to do data analysis. So the obtained data from the spectroscopy method will undergo some modeling to obtain the optimal beneficial process, since the spectroscopy data obtained will be above 10. Above 10. I don't understand what you mean by this. So I don't really understand what you mean by it to be above 10. So I think you have to be more clear on that. Statistical data tools such as Minitab, SPSS, Excel will be used. So usually data analysis should come before modeling. Before you model, you have to do data analysis. But here you are talking about modeling before analysis. Data analysis comes before modeling. So data analysis comes before modeling. Now, the expected outcome. The expected outcome of this research will be a biomodification of Nigerian bentonite clay, which will be environmentally friendly. Which will be environmentally friendly, stable, and also have improved performance as drilling fluid. In conclusion, the process of production of the biomodified, it's not production. You are not really producing it, you are upgrading it. So it's not as if you want to produce it from the scratch. So process of upgrading of the biomodified Nigerian bentonite clay will be optimized for reproducibility and will minimize, this is a typographical error. So minimize environmental impacts. It is about, so this is good. This is a good research outcome. But before you can get to this level, you have to really work on the other elements that we have talked about. Then the references. So I think all what you have cited, you have actually referenced them. The only thing is that you need to, there are some elements that are missing in your reference. For instance, here you have the author's name, the year. This is the title of the work. It should be the title of the work. The title of the work should not be italicized. They should not be italicized. Don't know. Maybe there is a link with this. Okay, let me not waste time. So the title should not be italicized. The title should not be italicized. Then you should add, after the title, you should add the editor. Who is the editor of the journal? Maybe Journal of Petroleum Engineering. Then you have to tell us the issue number, just like you did in the first one. Like the first one now is appropriately done. You have the names, the year, the title of the work, then the name of the journal, Recent Advances in Fission Prospect, Applied Clay Science. Then this is the issue number, the volume number, then the DOI number. So that is the format. So you have to make sure that you follow that format in all, like in this one now, those information are missing in the second, the third, the fourth, and the fourth. Yes, those information are actually missing. So please, you need to work on that. Don't know what's wrong with this document. Okay. So I wanted to, okay. Let me just incomplete information. Please include journal name, include the journal name, the issue number, volume number, and page number. So all this information should be there. So I believe if you can do all of this to your document, it will go a long way to improve it, and we'll be able to have a good work. So hello, is Samuel back with us now? Can you all hear me? Please, I need to get feedback from you. I'm not hearing anything at all. Hello? Okay. What of Priscilla? Is Priscilla there?
Yes, I'm here, Doc.
Okay. So I think I'm done with this document. So let me not, I think by yourself, Samuel, you should be able to grade yourself. So let me not waste time trying to grade it. Let me just go straight into Priscilla work and see how far we can go. If we cannot complete it before we are being logged out, then I will just do the basic correction and send it to you in soft copy so that, but let's see how far we can go with the second document. Okay. Determination of household. Okay, let me now try to share the screen. Okay, do you have the second document now? Priscilla, can you?
Yes, I can hear you, Doc.
Okay, can you see the document here on the screen now?
Yes, I can. I can see
Okay.
it now.
Okay. So you sent it in. Okay, we are being logged out,
Yeah.
almost logged out now. So we are supposed to leave the room now and go back. So don't worry, I've actually corrected it. I've corrected the work. So I think the basic thing you need to do is that make sure that this document is not in landscape. I discovered that it was in landscape. You need to make it portrait. That to be the setup. The
Okay.
page setup should be portrait.
Okay.
Is that okay? Then
Okay.
your title too is too
Yes.
long. The title is too long. So we are talking about factors influencing the adaptation of solar PV system in Nigeria also. So evaluating peer, I don't know. I think the second part of the topic, maybe you should remove it and rephrase the first one so that it's not looking like as if you are writing a lecture note.
Okay, yeah, so I think I should expect everybody now very soon. So if you have a question, please raise your hand up so that I will give you the opportunity to do that. I believe in the various groups in which I've hopped in from one to another. You've extensively treated almost everything. But however, if you have an issue, we can talk about it. So I think the first thing I'll comment, I'm saying somebody, okay. So I realize there's a problem with the national identification number verification, and which is like a first step of the application process. However, I would advise, I think, from a couple of responses on the group by other participants and other applicants. It's, sorry, just a minute.
Here's Dr. K.
Okay, Alele.
Dr. K is there.
Yeah, sorry guys. He just saw his godfather and so he's calling his name. Okay. Okay. So For the NIN, what I've observed is I think based on the several advices by other people in the group, and I've checked Nairaland to see the frequent complaints on the issue of NIN. One, at times you have to try it a couple of times before it works, and then mostly probably try it in the night. I think in the night it tends to work, but however, the most important thing is you should be able to, sorry, just a minute, I will show you something. I think there's a reference number which you're expected to snap and keep when you are trying to make your payment. Sorry, I don't have it here. I was thinking I have had the reference number. So you'll find out a particular reference number. And if you have that reference number, when you make your payments and the verification fails, you can always use the reference number to keep retrying until it verifies. However, if you still have an issue, I think there's an email address on the webpage saying, if you still have issues, send an email to this particular email address. Please send an email to them that you have issues with your NIN verification. Probably there's something that they can be that can help you to do, because without doing that, you can't even apply for the funding. So please try and do that. If you still have issues, put it on the WhatsApp group. Other people will assist you. And I've already put in the link of the WhatsApp group on the chat. So click on it and I will make approve. Well, once I see the prompt, I will approve that. And I put in my email address in case you have other concerns, you want to reach out to other mentors and you need your details or something, just write me and I'll forward it to them as well. Okay. Is there a word limit for the proposal? I'm really not sure, but I think you're to stay within 6 pages. So just try and compress your work to just fit into 6 pages as much as you can. For the SOP, I think maybe 500 words.
On 1 page.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'll ask user PC. There's no name, so I'll use the name I can see on my screen. Go ahead with your question. User PC.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm with you.
As of last time, you promised to drop the WhatsApp link, which is like you forgot.
I just did that now. Please check the chat link.
Okay. And furthermore, I sent you a mail. I sent you a
What's happening? Hello? We can hear him again.
hello, sir.
Yeah, with you.
I sent you a my SOP in your mail, and you haven't responded, sir.
When did you send it, please?
Last week, Saturday.
Last week, Saturday.
Yes, immediately after the program, I sent it.
Okay, so I will treat it myself and give you my comments and everything then.
Okay.
Yeah, there are several emails that have come into the email.